So I'm out here in the shop this morning trying to figure out what I want to do. Problem is, what I want to do makes a lot of noise and it's still just a little bit early. But I got a new toy, figured I'd share, maybe do some kind of an unboxing. It's already out of the box, but open it up, do the maintenance on it, get it ready to work, and then maybe go do some testing and show its function. So let me show you what we got. This is a US Xtremepower gas-powered post driver. Comes with additional rings here for different size posts. The collars go on here. Sleeves over the post that you're trying to drive. Handles and hand controls here, and this actually is basically just one big gas-powered jack. Noisy as hell. There's a hammering agent right here. This sits over top of the post. Pull the trigger, revs up, and just hammers that thing into the ground. So I'm gonna get this thing maintenance up. We got some lube. Comes with the lubricant for the gearbox. You actually have to run with the first 50 hours a 20-to-1 oil gas mix. After 50 hours, it's 25-to-1. They really want this engine lubricated. So probably gonna smoke like a chimney, but can't wait to get this thing out and use it. Also wanted to say too, it comes with a toolkit, a little gas can, the instruction manual, blow molded box with wheels so you can roll it around. This whole thing weighs about 47 pounds. This is a pretty durable case. And then the additional sleeves, or the rings. And they got their measurements on the size of them. Snap right in the lid. So this whole thing just shuts, locks down. Handle for carry, handle for dragging it. Put this thing to work. So I will say this. The directions in here show an older version of the gearbox when they tell you to fill the lubricant up. It actually shows a gearbox with a step out. The sight glass is on the step and the fill ports underneath. This being a new gearbox, it's not in the directions, but they do include the wrench. I have flipped this over. There is no additional fill port anywhere, but this wrench fits over the sight glass. I'm assuming that you got to take the sight glass off to fill it up, because that is the only way you're going to get gear oil in there. All right, so I'm outside getting this T-post driver going. Let's show you this thing. It's nice. It's a nice investment if you got a lot of T-posts or even regular posts, but I don't know how well it do on the bigger stuff. T-posts, seconds. These things are in the ground. I'll show you. So there's a slight learning curve to that thing. I did find out that for T-post, the smallest ring, I think, I can't remember the size of it, but I can go look. The smallest ring for the bottom fit the T-post. There was still a little bit of slack in it, but that was 350 feet. I can't quite tell, but it's all the way down there to that tree right there. I got to cut some trees down on that fence line. Then I can put the rest of them in, pull a string, put the rest in. That one right there on the left is actually a property marker post I got to pull out. And then that tall one way down there is actually sideways from a property marker that I have to pull out and redrive facing in. But other than that, the learning curve is learning where straight is. Because some of them are leaning in, some of them are leaning out. Again, that extreme one I'm pulling out, but for the most part, see if I can zoom in here. For the most part, they're in line. I just have to randomly bend in, bend out, and they're fine. Again, this one and that one down there, I got to pull out, so. Yeah. And there's another one, I'm sorry, there is another one way down there that I got to pull out. It was in between markers. And then, of course, the ground goes up and down, so that's what that is down there, contouring. All in all, not bad. Like I said, 35 T-posts in 30 minutes. It's nice when you got two people. If not, I was going to bring the side-by-side out, but it was dead, so yeah, two people definitely helped out, made it a lot quicker. All in all, pretty good. So in 30 minutes of using, I've used maybe a third of a tank, and that was exactly one of these. So this fuel tank has a little oil, and you can't quite see it from here, but it shows 20 parts, or 20 to 1, 10 to 1, 5 to 1. So you fill this side up with oil to there. There's an opening in there on the neck. Fill this side up with petrol, petrol to there, and that gives you a 20 to 1. So you just flip that over, mix it all up, and that's how much left from using filling this up to filling that up. So one of these does one of those. Just letting it cool down before I put it away, and that's it. One other thing I wanted to mention was this cylinder here. I mean, the hammer's inside here, but when you put this on the T-post, you're really only getting that much T-post or any kind of post inside this neck. So one thing I did find is that if you don't have the right collar on here, this thing does wobble a lot trying to keep it straight. So maybe if there was some adapter that you could screw into here that could lengthen it to stabilize it, would have been perfect.